All right, start it.
Welcome back to the Lactoast podcast. I'm your host, Neil, joined by Alan as always because he's replacing Erin.
Sorry, Erin.
And today we have two voluptuous guests.
Never say that again.
What? What I
I
did.
just feel like disrespected.
I actually really like that.
All right, so we have Erin.
Erin.
I said Erin, not Aaron. Erin is. I fired Erin.
I'm Erin, and I'm the funnier one.
Then as opposed to Aaron.
Yeah.
Let's not talk.
Yeah.
Can we not talk spicy about Aaron on his own show?
Oh, he'll live.
Yo,
He'll be fine.
We're really on his own show right now. Talking
It's.
shit.
I mean, it's really my show because I edit it.
Oh.
Oh, now who's talking spicy?
Yikes.
Anyway, so and then we have Emily.
Hello.
Okay. So I wanted to ask you guys. Now Emily wanted to be on this podcast for a while,
Since
And
day one.
Erin.
No,
I-
but
I
I've
don't-
been wanting to be on the podcast
Yeah,
since
but-
like day one.
but also Emily actually listens to the podcast. So
I listen to the podcast. Not every single one. Maybe if I was on it more, I'd listen to it.
okay, you want to hear yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like maybe I could replace Aaron.
Okay,
Yeah.
Erin
Erin.
replaces Aaron.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like
gotcha.
that'd be great for the show.
Word.
You said you had questions.
Renegade. Yeah, who could do the best renegade?
Not me.
I only know the part where it's like,
Yeah, me too.
Doon,
That's
doon,
it.
doon, doon, doon.
The best dance I know is the whoa.
I'm a big fan of the say so dance.
I would work on that.
Alan, can I see you do the whoa?
No.
So I wanted to ask you guys first and foremost. Now we have Alan over here. He's a spiritual guy. You two are both part of the Judaism culture.
I'm Jewish. Yeah, I'm Jewish.
My dad's side of the family is Jewish. I'm what you call culturally Jewish.
Okay.
However, I will say I'm not a religious person. I am more spiritual. I think
I'm like-
Alan and I are on like the same wavelength.
Yeah.
I'm like an
Talked about this.
atheist, honestly.
Whoa,
is.
that's a claim.
She is, but she'll be like, "God, please don't make me pregnant." Like,
Like a lot of times, I'll do the whole like cross thing, like
Yeah, I
In
do
the name
that
of the
too.
Father, the Son, and the
Yeah.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
Amen. Yeah.
usually, like
and my
it's-
Jewish ancestors just roll in their graves.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Man. Well, the reason why I asked that question is, do you guys believe in aliens?
Mm.
Yeah, I
That-
do.
Do you think that if aliens were real, that it would shut down religiousness?
No,
No,
I
You think
think
they
it
could
would be
be-
another religion.
You think they could
Yeah.
coexist?
I feel like aliens have their own religion.
I mean, we coexist with different religions.
Because say you believe in God and that God created all things, then would God have created aliens?
well, a lot of people don't believe in God creating things. Some people believe in science, but also aliens, I guess, necessarily fit into the science thing either.
Yeah.
So how would we
Because
explain
they're
it?
they probably pee out their fingers.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
totally.
like Scary Movie.
Yeah, I was just about to
And
say.
he put his finger in.
Is
It's
it
about
not
Charlie.
that I've never
Charlie
seen a
Sheen's-
scary movie?
You never seen any scary movie?
I haven't
No.
either.
Like wait,
any
the
scary
this-
movie or
wait, like a
any-
scary
No,
movie
no,
in general,
no,
or
like the
a
franchise scary
genre?
movie.
I've actually
okay.
never watched a scary movie ever.
Like a horror
general?
I
movie?
no,
Like a horror
yeah,
movie?
I
You never
don't
watched a
like.
horror-
They're not for me.
I've only
What?
seen like maybe
How do you know if you've
3,
never
and
watched
No,
it?
I
three
did
were
once, and I shut my eyes the
traumatizing.
whole time.
Yeah, let's all talk at the same time. What? Well, if you don't like scary movies, then what were you guys never saw Human Centipede?
No.
I have actually. It was
Yeah.
a really traumatizing experience.
Yeah, movies.
I never saw it, but
I
Oh.
had nightmares.
I feel like it would create a new fetish for me.
Oh.
Really?
I feel
Yeah.
like
Let's
it
talk
would
about
create
that.
a new fetish for you. I don't know
Just
why.
me?
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
like you
'cause it
would.
definitely wasn't creating one for me.
Oh, so like one in 4 people, it creates a new fetish for?
Well, I feel like
And
you're
since there's
someone
maybe
who
just in this
has
room.
fetishes.
Well,
I
what
feel
is
like
that
you.
supposed to
I
mean?
just. Feel
I
like,
think
Are you-
so too.
Are you saying because I'm deprived?
no, I just. I just feel like you like fetishize.
fetish size? Yeah.
Why is that such a hard word?
Okay, you guys don't have fetishes?
Not like
really.
you though.
No,
There's
you mean you
things
don't
I'm
even know.
into.
She's just making it up.
There's things I'm into, but I
I
don't
feel like we
consider
talk about
them a
this.
fetish.
All right, hold on. Now, Alan,
Yeah.
with all due respect,
What's up?
BDSM. You like BDSM?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a fetish.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
I didn't say I wasn't a person who has
I don't
fetishes.
Well, I just feel like I'm
Fetish.
being
Not
attacked right
I
now.
don't think that's a fetish.
I don't think it's a
Yes, it
fetish
is.
either.
No, a
it's
fetish
not.
is like I don't even know how to explain
Secretly?
it.
like feet.
No,
I feel like a
Feet or a
fetish
fetish.
is
Yeah.
like
you
it's
idolize
more
it.
niche,
You
and I don't
idolize
think
it.
BDSM is like a niche thing.
Okay.
I
Alright.
feel like a fetish is like more of idolizing or like obsessing over.
Yeah.
And
rather
what would you
than-
think that I have a fetish about?
I don't know. I feel like we've spoken about things where I'm just kind of like, this is such a fetish. Like, I feel like I don't
Like
know.
spitting in someone's mouth and then making them suck your dick?
That's
That's not a fetish.
I don't know if that's a fetish.
that's just like I just think those are things you're just into.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
have
was
the
just like
definition
I
here.
speaking.
think there's a
that was just a generalization. I
Okay,
wasn't saying
Alan
that's-
has the definition.
Okay,
Thank
go
you,
ahead.
Emily. Form of sexual desire in which gratification is linked to an abnormal degree to a particular object, item,
Mm-hmm.
item of
Mm.
clothing, part of the body, etc.
If a foot fetish is a fetish, right? Being into feet is a fetish.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I guess that's like that's like a thing. So
Mm-hmm.
like you can't be foot sexual, right?
No.
No.
For example, gay wouldn't be considered a fetish because you would just be gay, right?
Gay is definitely not a fetish.
No, well,
However, I do think that gay people can fetishize certain gay people, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
And
like
the same goes for straight
yeah,
people
like
too.
if you have a James Charles fetish,
no, like let's say like something that a lot of people talk about is guys who, or I mean just people in general, but guys who like black women.
okay,
And-
jungle feeve.
A lot of people say it's more of a fetish rather than like an actual attraction.
But I feel like that's messed up.
It
It
is
is very messed up.
It is, but that's why it's like a conversation a lot, because a lot of like black women I think feel like guys fetishize them rather than actually like them.
Oh, what
Hmm.
about black men? They
Black
can't be
men
fetishized?
too.
Black
They
men
can
are
fetish-
definitely fetishized.
They definitely like the whole snow bunny thing.
Do you have something to tell us, Erin?
No.
Jamie, are you watching at home?
But think about it that way. Like, how would Jamie feel if I was just dating him because he's a black guy?
Yeah.
Or vice versa. How
Yeah.
would you feel if he was dating you
Word.
just
Yeah.
because you were
I'm
a white girl?
Yeah.
Word.
Which might be the case.
No.
Oh shit.
Shit.
No, I understand that. Like, but there's no way to really know.
Well, some people admit to it.
Oh.
Also, I feel like through actions, like I feel like you would know if someone's
Well,
fetishizing you.
Is it a fetish if that's just what you're more into, right? Like if you're more
No,
into,
It's not.
yeah, like if I'm more
Like,
into
you
black
could-
girls,
Yeah.
would
no,
that make
that's
me?
preference.
That's
but
a
Yeah.
preference. Yeah.
That's preference, but I think some people go to the degree of like, I will date a black person just because they're black.
Yeah.
Word, because
Not
they want to see
because-
what that police baton's work with, right? They want to see what that's like.
Right.
You ever see the picture where it's like the white girl is just sitting in the middle of
Like,
the
I
couch, and then
know-
there's like 5 black men behind her in white shirts.
Like
and
I
white
know a
underwear.
lot of white women date black men or vice versa because they idolize having like mixed children. Like that's
Ooh.
fetishizing.
That's
Ooh.
yeah. Don't fetishize your children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait,
Like-
is it a fetish though? 'Cause
I
that would
don't
imply
know.
like arousal from your children.
No,
Yeah.
a fetish doesn't have to be arousal. I don't think. Not
I
every
feel
situation.
like it does. I feel like it does.
Yeah,
No?
I mean,
I think the whole point of a fetish is because you get aroused by it.
Yeah.
Sexually aroused, or
Yeah.
just like
Or
just like
no,
desire.
se-
in
yeah.
general.
no, because
Yeah,
they
like
say
are there other forms of like arousal other than sexual?
mental.
Yeah.
mental arousal.
There's
How
mental.
would you describe that?
Like if you're into
brain
somebody's
blast?
personality,
Yeah.
maybe.
like
Maybe when
Yeah.
you're like with your friends, you're mentally aroused.
I feel like I feel like I'm
not mentally
I feel
aroused.
like I'm,
right?
I feel like when I'm with my boys, I'm mentally stimulated.
Yeah.
But is
Stimulated's
there a
the right word.
difference between
Yeah.
stimulated and like aroused?
Yeah.
Well, we'll see when I have mixed kids if I'm stimulated or aroused.
Okay.
So we'll just have to wait.
You're gonna fetishize
Oh,
your
God.
children?
Well, I read somewhere it's like don't fetishize mixed babies just for the fact that they're mixed. But is that a fetish?
I
Well,
think so.
There was this video, I don't know if you remember, Erin. It was going around on Twitter, and basically this girl had a mixed baby, and he didn't have blue eyes. She had blue eyes, dad had blue eyes.
Oh yeah.
And she was like, I don't even want to look at him. Like, because he didn't have
Whoa.
blue eyes. Like, she didn't have, like, a
Whoa.
mixed baby with
Yeah, there was
blue
another
eyes
video
and stuff.
going around of like this woman. Do you know the Prince family?
Are they YouTubers?
Yeah, they're like a family.
I think so. Yeah,
channel,
I
and
think
they
so. Yeah.
they're always like in hot water because they just always do controversial stuff. Like the wife, she like did blackface once.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then when her baby was born, she was like upset that the baby like wasn't mixed enough looking. Like,
Whoa.
yeah,
That's messed up, dude.
yeah. Like she was complaining that they didn't have light eyes and stuff like that.
Yeah. Basically, the perfect human.
Like to
Yeah.
me, that's fetishizing. Like if you really want your baby to look a certain way, like I think that's kind of a fetish.
Yeah. First of all babies are beautiful and
Mm.
cute.
That's debatable.
That's very.
I don't know,
I don't know.
I'm-
I've seen some ugly babies.
I don't
yeah,
know.
and you don't want to say it, but some of them are not.
Listen,
Yeah.
I'm known for generalizing positivity. Okay, so like I say, no one's ugly.
Mm.
That's a controversial hot take,
That is
and
a
it's
hot
also
take.
not true. I just
No,
I've
it's
never heard you
definitely.
say
you
that.
know
No, I
what?
have. I said
I
it in
think
episode
that's
one.
true.
Episode one.
Like,
You
yes-
an angel, yeah.
Like yes,
Oh,
I'm saying
shit.
babies are ugly, but
Oops.
there's always something about someone that's like not ugly. I don't think anyone's ugly.
I think there are really ugly people. Like, I'm not gonna. And like, I think also.
Erin just shut Erin down so quick.
I feel like there could be. I feel like there could also be like the hottest person in the world, and if their personality is like trash, you're ugly to me. Like,
Yeah.
I'll never want to be
Well,
with
okay,
you.
I see what you're saying, but
Fair.
they're not ugly.
Physically ugly, I feel like some people are just like not it. And
Well,
I'm not
when
saying I'm like this like amazing person, so maybe I shouldn't even be talking. But like, I feel like you can't say that everyone's beautiful.
I feel like you can't say everyone's ugly.
But I do think there's someone for everyone.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
why I think you can make the argument that
Then
not
no
everyone's
one's
ugly.
No one's
Yeah,
ugly.
I guess you're kind of right if you like look at it from that way, where it's like
Because
Yo, 'cause
someone's
they be some busted bitches getting with some people.
Because
I just gotta say
at
like
the
that.
end of the day, like someone's attracted to someone, you know?
yeah,
no
like
matter
just
what.
because
Yeah.
someone isn't attract, like I can be like someone can be attracted to me like crazy, and then someone else can look at me and be like, that is the grossest human being I've ever seen.
But like,
you know?
don't say that to me because I'll cry.
I will cry.
I think everyone is ugly.
Oh, so you're just
I'm
gonna
just
change
gonna
your
change my opinion. Yeah.
mindset?
Listen, I think that everyone's beautiful in their own way. All right, next topic.
Anyways,
Okay.
so can we go back to spirituality?
Can we go back to aliens? That's kind of where I was going.
I feel like you
want
bring up aliens
to
in
be
every
abducted.
fucking.
I just like.
Do you? Okay, I feel
Yes.
like I get that. I don't want to get abducted, but I do.
Do you think that?
I don't.
Hold on. Do you think that if a male gets abducted, they
would
could get
return you.
impregnated?
Say
I
what?
don't know.
Do you think that if a male gets abducted, he could be impregnated?
Why can't I
By
just
an
go for a ride in
alien?
the spapeship? Like,
Oh,
why
I
do I
would
have to get
love-
You have to
pregnant?
get
I
impregnated.
would really
That's
love
the
for men to be pregnant.
You're not talking into that mic correctly.
How am I talking? I really wish men could get pregnant.
Me too.
I like really
Or
wish.
just have their like period for a day.
yeah.
Just for a day.
So would you guys say you're jealous of trans women because they
No.
what? Where was that even
because
going?
they don't have their period?
No, I don't know the experience of a trans woman.
But they get to.
Wow.
Should I edit this out?
You
Oh,
should
Erin,
maybe
aren't
edit
you
that little-
CDC certified or whatever the fuck it's called?
I am Safe Zone certified.
Yeah, what is that? Safe
Basically,
Zone
I-
certified.
I'm Safe Zone certified.
What is that?
Basically, anyone of the LGBTQIA community could come to me and like talk to me about like some of their struggles. Like,
Mhm.
let's say someone who's gay
Mm.
wanted to come to me with that information.
You're
right?
Safe Zone certified,
Yeah.
so they'll be safe around you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't like. Let's say they tell me, oh, like you can't tell anyone I'm gay. So I can't out
So
that.
it's
But-
kind of like a lawyer, kind of like a
I guess.
a
I
therapist.
mean, I wouldn't take it to that extent, but I'm definitely like,
You're basically a lawyer and therapist combined.
you know what I would
You
call
basically
it?
have
a
all the
therapist.
benefits. Yeah, you have all
You
the
know what I
benefits.
would call it? I would call it a good friend.
Okay. Okay.
I just like outing someone is just not a decent human thing to do, you know?
Okay, but you know
For
what? I
sure.
went and asked Erin once because we were talking about her certification.
I feel like you're really gonna out me right now.
And I was like, what do you say to people? What do you say to someone if like they're talking to you about like committing suicide or something? Like, what would you say?
Yeah.
And she goes, she says something like, well, I would just tell them it's gonna be okay.
No, I
could've
did
fucking
not
told
say
him
that. I did
What
not
were
say
you-
that.
What were you trying
I
to
did not say that.
I would tell them don't jump.
No, actually,
No, don't do
at
it.
the timing, when I worked at this place that I got Safe Zone certified at, it was.
Do you have
I
a certificate?
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm like legally obligated to refer that person to the school therapist.
No, but they
Whoa.
told you that you need to say something. Like, I don't remember the exact saying.
I
What
said
are you
something
supposed to say?
along the lines of like, it's gonna be okay, but that's like, I think someone who's suicidal is a really like interesting situation of like, it's a case by case thing.
Right. No, but I think I gave you like a few scenarios, and you were just, for every scenario, you were like, it's gonna be okay.
It's just a
Like
default
every
answer.
scenario.
It's literally a default answer. Well, anyway, so congrats.
Thank you.
So how do
Yeah.
people like know to come to you? Do you just announce yourself like, "Hi, I'm, when you move
Every
in-
time you walk into
Yeah,
like a Starbucks, anyone,
Yeah.
I'm Safe Zone certified, so if you need to come talk to me.
when you move into
Well,
a new
I do
neighborhood,
have
do you
a
have to go
button.
door
I
to
have a
door?
button.
Wait, hold on.
No.
Let Alan say that.
When you move into a new neighborhood, do you have to go door to door and be
like a
like,
pedophile, like a sexual.
I am
I
Safe Zone
probably
certified?
would. I think I would.
Like
I
if
just
you-
go door to door and be like, hey guys, just want to let you know I'm Safe Zone certified.
Yeah.
If you need me
so
for anything.
so instead of like a lawyer or a therapist, you're kind of like a sexual predator because you have to go door to door when you move.
In a
to
way.
Safe Zone certified sexual predator.
Well, you
like,
know,
I mean,
it's
it's
a blurred-
basically the same thing.
It's a blurred line.
very blurred line.
Tomato.
Yeah.
Erin's gonna be like, you cannot put this up.
She's gonna get her freaking her certificate revoked.
Basically just like saying like, okay, she's an ally of the
Mm.
LGBTQ community. Which I
Wow.
very much am.
So you picked a side.
No, I
Facts.
just like, I love people in that community.
Yeah.
What
no,
about-
that's nice?
Every community.
Every
Ooh.
community I
All-
love.
all lives matter.
All communities.
All communities matter.
All communities matter.
Well, what if like a straight person? What if someone who was gay? This is not a joke. What if someone, their parents expected them to be gay, but they end up being straight? Are they allowed to come to you? Because they're closeted straight.
To be honest with you,
They're closeted straight.
to be honest with you, that's like, I don't think that's a possibility.
No, that totally is, because I think that some gay parents don't want straight children.
Whoa.
Mm.
I don't know.
That's a really hot take.
Yeah,
Because, you know, like, there are some people who, like, some people in the community, in the LGBT.
The LGBTAILMNLP. Yeah.
guys, I'm Safe Zone certified.
You can't make jokes
So-
like that.
All right, let Erin take over so that she can
You're
make this
not
a
allowed
safe
to
zone.
make those
Yeah.
Okay, wait.
jokes.
I'm
Alright.
actually, I'm also an ally, so I'm not hurt.
Do you
I'm
have a
not,
certificate?
No, but I can still be an ally.
Okay. There's just no proof.
You can
Don't
actually
just-
do
you
an
could be-
online thing.
you could
I'm
be-
not getting a certificate.
You could be a sleeper agent, so we don't know. We need to see
Okay, my
identification.
point is that some people in the community actually hate straight people, which
Mm.
I understand
Oh.
because they might have grown up in a very like shitty environment,
Word.
and people were like very homophobic to them.
Yeah.
And so I do think that there could be some, and then there's like also people who choose to live in a community that's more like
More-
LGBTQ,
Mhm.
like
Which
accommodating,
makes sense.
which makes sense. And so I do think that there can be parents who like have kids and like prefer for them to be gay.
Yeah.
Like it would make sense.
No, I agree. Yeah, that's why I asked the question.
Erin's like thinking here. She's like, hold on.
They didn't.
No,
they didn't
no
certify me for
comment.
this.
No comment.
So
Do you not agree with me?
I don't really. I just don't think like there's parents who really like. I understand maybe parents who want your kids to be straight,
Mm-hmm.
like because of religious reasons
Mhm.
or like because they just really don't want their kid to be gay. But as far as like vice versa, I just don't
you
see
just
that.
don't see it.
I don't see
happening?
that happening.
They
I
didn't-
really don't see because we live in a society
Okay.
where like, you know, like the straight is the norm. So it's like trying to flip that is like.
You think? Oh, that's interesting that you said that. So do you think that eventually straight will be like the minority,
No.
and everybody
No,
will
that's
be bi?
not what I'm saying.
No, but I'm saying like everybody will be bisexual.
That's not what I'm saying.
Neil, you just look so proud of yourself.
What I'm saying is, okay, I'm gonna make like a comparison.
Okay, go ahead.
This might not be the best thing I'm gonna say, but
I'm,
Okay.
not, I'm not gonna edit it
like,
out.
do you know, like, do you know the whole argument over reverse racism? Like, there's white people in this world who think like people are being racist towards them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's like technically not a thing because white people are the majority, and they have been for many centuries since the dawn of time, and like all the stuff that they've done, like white supremacy has done to minorities.
Word, yeah.
Like, it's kind of impossible to flip that.
But is racism a
choice?
minority versus majority thing, or just discrimination based
It's-
on race?
It's discrimination.
that's-
It's discrimination
that's
based
important.
on race, but
But I'm saying there could be gay people that discriminate against straight people.
no, for sure. But
Yeah.
I'm talking about Neil's situation where like there's what was it? It was like gay parents.
Yeah, gay parents
Wanting
who
their
want their
kids to be
kid to
gay?
be gay, but he's closet straight.
Yeah, like I don't think that's really a thing.
What do you guys think about my theory?
What was your theory again?
What I just said.
That gay people wouldn't want straight kids.
Well, not all gay people will
No,
want straight kids, but there
I'm
probably
saying
are some that
there are-
want. Yeah.
Yeah, because Erin's very against my theory. She's like, it's
I'm
not
not very
possible.
She
against
just wasn't
it.
trained for it. So if you know, on the off chance it actually happens and she has to
I
tell
just
them what
don't
to
think
do,
things that
Just
have
gonna
been.
tell
It'll
them
be
it's all gonna
okay.
be, yeah,
it's all gonna be
it's
okay.
gonna be okay.
Don't jump.
I just don't think you
I'm
can
not
reverse.
suicidal.
I just don't think you can reverse things that have been the normal thing for centuries, like being straight, being white,
Mhm.
like I quote unquote normal.
Well, I just think the perfect
Heard that
world.
too, right?
Well, listen, I just think
Sorry,
that
I'm going very sociology on all of you.
word. It's fine. I just really what I want in the future for all of us is everyone to be bisexual,
Okay.
everyone to be mixed.
are you
so there's-
trying to tell
so
us
there's only
something?
one race. No, not me.
Oh
I'm
my
just
god, so
saying
you
the far-
fetishize
okay.
mixed biracial people?
No. I'm just
But
saying.
technically, if there were mixed people, they still wouldn't be. There would still be different types of mixes.
Yeah, like we all wouldn't be just like one.
Right, but that's what
you
you
know.
want, and that's not possible.
Well, I'm just saying everybody's just like kind of tan.
But,
or
I
like,
mean-
or like brown, like a little almost brown.
And why do you want that?
So that
Like,
Because
what's
then-
your
then there won't
reasoning?
be real
calling
ra-
him Muhammad.
There,
There's
yeah, so
gonna
people can
be
stop calling me
racism.
Muhammad because I'm Neil, Silvio, Scotty, Italian.
Okay.
Word.
Okay.
No. Listen, I thought there was like a scientist who said something like that, where like in the far, far future, everybody will be just like kind of tan
No,
because like we'd
I
all
know that
mix
theory
together.
too.
Yeah.
But why do you want there to be people who are just bisexual and
Oh
mixed
no,
race?
just because then there will be no discrimination on
Do you
anything.
really
Trust me,
think that,
there will,
though?
There will
still
still be
There
discrimination.
will definitely
But
be
it there
discrimination.
wouldn't be like sexuality discrimination. There won't be.
There will be, because even in the gay community, in the LGBTQ community,
AI.
there is still AI plus.
Yeah.
There is still.
Imagine the pluses how they feel. They don't even get it. Like they're not even sad.
They're like, are you kidding? But there's still discrimination within the community,
yeah.
you know, and so I feel like that'll
True.
never be a
Yeah.
thing.
There was that Dave Chappelle joke. Like he was saying, like there's the gay and the lesbians at the front of the car.
Oh,
And then there's
yeah.
then there's the trans person in the back, like slowing them down and like blah blah blah. I mean, I'm not saying it's how I feel, but I'm just.
He got a lot of backlash for
I
that.
was weak. I was
That was
absolutely.
honestly a great stand
I was
up.
That was a great
cracking up.
stand-up.
I was
And
dead.
that's for a safe sound
I
certified
was
person to
deceased.
say that.
Yeah.
I mean, you cannot even watch
That's a little
that.
controversial.
Don't let the government hear you say that because they will revoke
They will
that
revoke your certificate.
All I'm saying is that bit had me deceased.
My
I threw my phone across
Do
the
you know
room.
what my favorite bit
I
was?
was
The Michael
shaking.
Jackson one.
What was that
Where
one?
it was like the kid is like bragging the next day in school. that
Oh,
he
they
was
got
like-
molested.
about
Oh,
getting
that one was a
yeah.
good one.
I was really like not okay.
Yeah. So does that kid like able to talk to a safe zone certified person?
Yeah.
And like they'll be protected?
Safe zone certified doesn't necessarily mean it's just exclusive to the LGBTQ plus community.
What were you trained for?
I mean, like,
Was it
that's-
rigorous training? Did you have to take any tests?
it was a whole day.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was a
Did you
whole
have to
day.
take like a lie detector
Should we
test?
all
Whole
take
day.
this?
It wasn't. No, it
one
wasn't
day.
a test. It was just
So
like,
a whole one day for a lifetime of power.
yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. I am a powerful person.
Watch, there's like an expiration date on their certificate.
That would be really.
I'm not safe zone certified anymore.
Oh man! Could you go to jail if you say you're safe zone certified, but you're a former?
I
safe
will
zone
say though,
certified?
I'm it's something I'm very proud of. Like I'm
Yeah.
very proud that I'm safe zone.
She talks
certified.
about it a lot.
I do.
I think I'm gonna get safe zone certified just so you feel.
I
a
think
little
you
less
should.
I
special.
might too,
No,
actually.
everybody gets safe zone certified.
And that
so-
day where like we did all like the training for it, like I really loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
was
was
fun?
great. Yeah.
Was
What
there any
was it
physical
like?
training?
No.
It was
Like
just- it
what?
was mental?
No, it was just like a lot of classes, like on what you should and shouldn't do, like
Mm. What I was gonna say was like the physical training would be like like very gay things and like just so
No
you know what it
comment.
feels like.
No comment.
Oh, okay. Like for
So you
me-
could really like relate.
Yeah, so it's like, all right, for this next test, Neil, just for you, so you could really relate with gay men, I want you to get fucked in the ass.
No
Like,
comment.
So I want to actually bring up a conversation that you've had before about the spectrum of
like autistic or
of
Oh, the
of
Kinsey no,
gayness.
the Kinsey scale.
sexual spectrum.
Yeah, that
Okay.
one.
That's what it's called.
There was
Be
three.
proper here.
There
Let's
was three
cite it.
spectrums that went to my brain went
Right.
autistic,
Well,
spiritual
it
spectrum.
was
and
about
then-
one that you spoke about. So you didn't speak about the autistic one. I don't know why you brought that.
I talk about it a lot off air, so it kind of
So I really feel like I don't know. I feel like even though some people are like, yeah, I'm 100% straight or I'm 100% gay, I just don't think anyone
think that's
reaches
possible.
100%.
You think so? Do you think like if someone gets really drunk, like
It lowers?
they or I guess it would increase because the higher it is, the gayer you are.
the drunkenness?
Like if if the more drunk you get, the
Yeah.
more down you might be kissing a dude. So would that actually make you higher on the Kinsey scale?
Has that
Talking to the mic,
has
please,
that
Erin?
happened to you?
Sorry.
Neil?
She went away from the mic. Alan, you were gonna say something?
Has that happened to you?
No, but I'm just saying, like,
Have you felt
It's
the urge to
okay.
kiss another dude?
no.
You
But
know,
I've seen a
when
lot
you're
of.
4 Coronas in.
He's like 4 Coronas in.
I can't have my coronavirus without Lyme's disease. Am I right?
You killed me.
That's annoying.
Not a good joke.
Listen, all right. So I hate bringing up the vlog squad, so let's not bring them up. Okay.
But they do kiss.
But they kiss a lot,
And
and
I
when they're
don't-
drunk, they'll kiss like
yeah.
nothing happened.
Like, do you
know?
think you would ever, like, if you guys were drunk, I know, Alan, you would, but.
Wait, I would
let
what?
the man talk for
I-
himself.
No, because he's spoken about this before, that
no.
he's open.
Alan.
I'm
please.
sorry, I didn't mean to
ho-
speak for you.
No, it's okay. I just
Um,
want to know what's being
Al-
said.
in his
Are
head-
you
Okay.
like Alan's advocate?
Oh my God, I'm
She's certified.
sorry.
She's
I'm Alan.
Alan,
She's Alan
Alan
certified.
speaks on his own terms.
she's Alan's caretaker.
So, do you think you would get drunk and like kiss Alan as a joke?
I don't know. You know what? Here, this is what I said.
On the
'Cause
lips?
I would
Are
pay
you that
money to
comfortable
see
in your
that.
sexuality where you
Yeah.
could kiss
you
Alan?
want to see that?
Yeah,
Hold on,
I
wait,
would
wait.
want to see
All right,
that.
hold
Just
on.
like a little peck.
Someone's
Mm.
mic's a lot louder than everyone else's. I
Is it
think it's
me?
Alan's.
It's
So,
probably
Oh.
mine.
so no, it's just when we're all talking at once. It's like
Sorry.
Mm.
okay. So
I
This
apologize.
has happened before.
I said this to Alan and Jeriel when I was hanging out with them. I feel like if I was the type of person who got with a lot of girls throughout my life, I would probably be more inclined to be more comfortable with kissing a guy. The only issue I have is that if I kiss a dude, it's probably going to be the last kiss I have for a while.
Mm.
So I don't like that's really where it comes like where my brain goes, right? Like I'm not opposed to kissing my homie on the lips.
Can
Is
you
kissing the
explain
homies
that a little? Like,
is kissing the homies gay?
no,
I don't know.
I'm saying, can you explain the part where it's like that'll probably be your last kiss for a while?
Okay, so for example, if I hook up with a girl, that's not a normal occurrence for me because I don't really go out.
right,
And I'm also not pursuing anything like that. So
okay.
if that happens, that's the last kiss I'll have for a while.
Mm.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So
So
if
in-
I kiss Alan right now, that's gonna be the last person I kissed for a while. Do you know what I'm saying?
Can
Right.
we like
Okay, so
put a time on a while? Like, what's a while?
Over a year and a half.
That's a long time.
Fuck, yeah.
what if you kissed me and then
And then
directly
kiss
after
like a
kissed
girl.
Emily?
Yeah.
Then
Like, for example.
Then it's like
then it's
cancels
then it's
out.
Then you're
cancels
just
out.
like a huge
Okay,
because
so
the,
then you would
because
do
the
it.
gay because the gay doesn't ferment on my lips.
I get that.
Christ almighty.
Because if it ferments long enough,
But
I
you know
might
what?
actually
You know
become
what I
gay.
don't get? Because it's more acceptable for girls. Like I've kissed Erin, I've kissed
Yeah.
Jeriel. Like it's more acceptable for girls to kiss
Totally.
rather than for guys
Because it's fetishized.
because it's fed back.
Lesbianism
to
is totally
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 totally.
fetishized.
Yeah, but it's fetishized.
Actually, me saying lesbianism is not good. So please cut
You're
that part
so
out.
uncertified. I'm gonna send this to your fucking.
We're revoking your certificate
advisor.
after this.
Being a lesbian is totally fetishized. Like, men definitely watch lesbian porn more than they
Wrong.
would watch gay porn.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I
you're right.
actually feel like
yeah.
I
Well,
feel like
Maybe.
I kind of like prefer gay porn because girls don't turn me on. Is that weird?
Well, that's
No.
kind of
Girls
why.
just don't turn me on.
That's
like,
kind of why I wouldn't. I'm not a big fan of lesbian
mm.
porn because there's
so
no.
you don't fetishize lesbians?
No, I mean, well,
To be clear,
it's no, it is. It's hot when
Just
two
so
girl-
you don't get canceled.
No, I don't care about getting canceled. I
kind of do.
I strive for it.
I feel like Neil really does
Yeah,
try
he
to
does.
get canceled.
If I get canceled, that's just some clout, you know.
You'll do like the whole apology tour.
Totally,
Yeah.
Neil would get
Yeah.
in front, right there in front of the green screen.
Hey guys, so a couple weeks ago, I may have said some choice
Are you
things.
gonna like fake a cry?
Oh, I could cry.
Oh.
I don't cry often,
can
so
I.
it's built up.
See, I cry almost every day, and I could still like really cry.
Yeah, you stay hydrated, you could cry.
Yeah.
Like there's like I feel like I'm gonna be end up saying this every single episode, but lesbian porn, like I don't have a vagina, so it's like
So
You know what I
for
mean?
me, so I kind of see it more as like, I feel like girls in porn fake it,
mhm.
and I can tell that they're faking it, so it doesn't turn me on because I'm like, ugh, like this isn't it.
Okay.
And with guys, they're not faking it
Yeah.
if they're, so like I feel like for me, guys just turn me on more.
I just saw
Than
Emily's
girls.
eyes like light up. when
She really likes
I
talking
She
about
was
just
it.
saying-
love guys.
Well, Alan, what is your take on this? Like, could you see where she's coming from? Because I know you're a big lesbian watcher.
I'm not though.
No,
I just like I've done it on occasion.
I also like watching porn with guys that look like guys I've been with.
See that I
Right?
relate to.
Like
Not guys. though,
Guys?
or like if I haven't been with a guy that looks like that, I can't really imagine them
Uh-huh. Okay, no,
with
that makes
me.
sense.
I don't know. Erin,
Yeah.
as someone who is in a relationship, the only one here,
Yeah.
do you watch porn or do you like not? Are you
I do watch
no.
porn. I'm proud of myself for like being someone who doesn't have to watch porn like all the time. Like I can go a solid month without porn.
But you're in a relationship,
yeah.
so
But
it's-
I don't think it's because of that. Like even if I feel like if I wasn't in a relationship, I could still like
Look, let's just say like you're constantly satisfied.
like I just feel like you can have. She's like, yeah. What's your point?
Yeah, well,
I
Well-
just feel like you have more of like you have an advantage on all of us because you could just like have sex whenever.
you'd be like,
and
hey, babe,
I'm horny, let's go. And like
break
we
me
don't
open.
have that. So
I don't say that. I don't say that. Just be like, get sex. That's
the
it.
dog's going in the doghouse. You know what I'm saying?
My vagina is not a doghouse.
Holy shit.
Definitely not.
The turtle's going
all
in
right, we
shell.
could just end it here.
What? And the whole podcast?
No, but I feel like I really do feel like if I was single, like I still feel like I wouldn't
No.
watch porn.
It
as
would
I
be-
much.
just don't
it
think
would
so. I
be a
think you'll get
vigorous
to
amount.
this.
No, I
yeah,
don't think so.
I think so.
I'm one of those people. I'm one of those people where after I watch porn, like I feel bad.
Honestly-
What?
no, honestly, sometimes
You
I
know,
watch porn.
you never get like guilt after like watching porn.
Well-
Absolutely
Well,
not.
we're not in a relationship, so
No, well, here's
No, that's not why I have guilt. That like I just cuz like porn is like if you know
What
the
is the
porn
guilt
industry, like
Oh,
it's
yeah, it's
a
fucked up.
it's a
Ugh.
disgusting industry. Like
That is not what I'm thinking about after.
Yeah,
Like-
it's really not.
I can't
like,
believe these porn stars are being treated so poorly after you just ejaculated.
they get paid like no money. Like,
but they still
Erin
get the
would
job
fucking-
done. Yeah, no, come on.
well, okay. So I watched a Netflix documentary. I think it's called "Girls Do Porn" or something like that.
yeah,
No,
I watched
no,
that.
no. It's called "Hot Girls Wanted." Rashida Jones like directed it or whatever. And
Rashida
like
Jones,
the girl from The Office and Parks.
Well,
and Rec.
I think of her. I think of Parks and Rec.
Okay. Anyways, so she directed this Netflix about like really young girls who go into porn.
Wait, wasn't she a new girl?
Stop.
Was she?
No, you're thinking
No,
of
she
Zoe Deschanel.
Wait, are they different people?
Very
Yes.
different.
Who's Doe?
Who's
I
Zoe?
feel like
who's
you-
Zoe
Zoe
Deschanel?
Deschanel.
I feel
Zoe
like you know
Deschanel's
her.
in 500 Days of Summer.
Didn't you not watch
I've
it?
never watched that movie.
Don't
She's
even.
also an elf. She's in
Oh,
Elf.
she's from
She's
Elf.
from
okay.
Elf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
What she
go
was
on.
in
But
porn?
anyways, as I was saying, Rashida Jones, she put out this Netflix documentary like a while ago. I think it's still on Netflix, where these really young girls who do like amateur porn, they're
Okay.
like they're freshly 18.
and they're destroyed.
they're freshly 18.
They're barely 18. Is
Yeah.
what you
Like I
wanna
think
be
some of
saying.
them like just turned 18. Like they were freshly 17 the day before.
Whoa,
And
those are the ones
they
you
go
want.
into like the porn industry, and it's just so disgusting. Like
Yeah.
I was mortified.
like they're throwing up in like dog bowls.
Oh, there was
Mm.
this one girl, like she did a porn where like it's a fetish for like to give a blowjob and then like you
Vomit?
throw up. Yeah, that's like a
Ugh,
porn site,
hate
and
that
she
so
did it,
much.
and
I
she
didn't
just
even know that was a thing.
she felt so violated. Like she
Yeah.
fe-
Emily,
that
type
was
in
like when
casting
she
couch.
decided to
No.
quit,
Damn.
and they get paid like no money.
what
I
first?
feel like you need to
At
watch
first.
porn that's like homemade, like homemade
No.
porn.
Yeah,
No.
because then it's not. Yeah.
Then it's like,
Yeah.
No, I don't
you know,
watch
like
that.
let's
D-
do
it's
All
that.
on
just
the same wave
DIY.
right now.
DIY porn.
No, I like the very like fake acting.
Really?
porn, yeah.
You go for the storyline?
I love the story. No, I love a
The
storyline.
acting is
I
A1.
really do love a storyline.
All right.
Acting is really good.
I skipped the storyline.
I don't
I'm like,
watch
enough.
the whole
no,
thing.
sometimes if you skip the storyline, you don't know what's going
Oh,
on.
yeah,
like,
you're
my
like, wait, let me go
No,
back.
Yeah,
my
like,
favorite- my
because
favorite-
flip through it
it'll
real
add
quick.
to the it.
My
It'll add
favorite
to
parts
to
in
it.
porn are like the foreplay, like all that
Mhm,
stuff.
mhm.
You know, I like.
It's like when
Alan's
the
like
guy
solid.
when the guy's
Solid
with the girl
opinion.
and he's like, all right, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then like the mom's in the hallway, and then she takes him into another room.
Right.
Yeah, no, I
yeah,
love that stuff.
those are the ones I don't watch.
No?
I'm like, no,
Oh.
that's not it.
What about the one where there's a lifeguard and the dude's in the pool in the bathtub?
I always see that ad.
And
You know
she-
it's an ad.
and is it an ad?
Yeah, it's an ad. It's always like on the side, and they're like in the bathtub.
Wait, Alan, you know what I'm talking about?
I don't actually. I
Where
haven't
she's
seen this
she's
video.
a lifeguard and the dude's in the bathtub and he's like, but it's a bathtub, and then she like, no,
no. You know which advertisements I always see? The one where it's like the
No
robber.
way.
it's like Homer Simpson.
No,
Oh,
I see the Homer Simpson.
no, I
one.
see the cartoon ads too. But the one where it's like a robber comes into the house and then like just has
Yeah.
sex with the girl.
That's
who's,
a
like,
fetish.
yeah, that,
Yeah.
that
That
is
is
a
a
fetish.
fetish.
Word. Well, all right,
That's-
well,
that's
real
also
quick, is it
cool.
gay?
Mm.
Hear me out. If you jerk off to cartoons that were drawn by a guy, because basically,
Oh,
it's
that's
that's
so
a-
gay.
that's a dude making you nut, and that's gay.
All right. So what if the porn video you just watched
So
is
can't
a
you say
male
the
director?
same thing about a
well,
Which it
actual
usually
human?
is.
Yeah.
An actual human who directs porn, who's a guy, and like
yeah, but
I
it's
just
it's
said
the girl that you're nutting. to,
yeah, but
know
you
what I'm
have a
saying?
storyline for the guy.
The girl exists whether the director does or not, but the cartoon it does not exist whether the drawer, the artist,
Oh,
Mm.
you know what I'm
Um,
saying?
I think you're just finding loopholes so that.
No, I think that was a really good point, actually.
I feel like
I
I'm
just-
losing brain cells.
I just think that person just needs money and needs to do a job.
Word, Yeah.
I don't think it has anything to do with like what gets off. What
Yeah,
he
no.
gets off
Word.
on. You know.
So, do you think that girls have an unfair advantage when it comes to sex,
In what way?
In-
like
yeah.
in porn and stuff,
in what way?
like
though?
OnlyFans? Like, if I wanted to grow my OnlyFans, I would have a hard time.
Oh, so
but,
you
like,
started it already?
I actually don't think guys have like a hard time.
No, but I think girls make way more than guys.
For
on
sure.
OnlyFans.
Yeah.
I feel like for guys they'll have more of a fan base.
I think you need to be famous and like insanely hot to have, or not even. I think you need to be famous in order to have a fans only page. But I think a girl doesn't need to be famous in order to have one.
Yeah.
Do you
Do
get
you-
me?
Word.
Do you guys
Yeah.
know about the Sins?
No.
Oh, Johnny Sins.
Johnny Sins. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. I don't really like know like porn stars. I don't.
I
like,
think I know too many guy porn stars.
I like to
I
know
don't really. I
any.
know like a few by their name, but not really.
Yeah,
like,
I'm saying.
Shout
Wait,
out
who-
James Dean.
Yeah, James Dean.
I really only
shout
know
out.
like Riley Reid.
Riley Reid, not for me.
I don't think
She's
she's
alright.
cute. No,
She's
I don't
okay.
think so. She doesn't do it for me.
I think she's cute.
Alan, where you going?
I'm gonna go smoke a cigarette.
In the middle of the pod.
Straight up.
Yeah,
Life.
honestly, cut out the whole porn section.
No, I'm not. That was
The
funny.
whole safe zone.
No, that was the funniest part. What the hell?
What if I get fired?
You know what? Then it was meant to be.
Yeah, then it was kind of worth it because that was a good combo.
So Erin has a new job.
Yeah.
I got a new job.
Congrats. Doing what?
Very
Is
happy
it with
about
kids
it.
again?
No, I realize that is not my path in life.
Okay. Does this job pay more?
Yeah, I
Like-
get more hours.
like
I
a
get
lot-
more
wait, does it-
pay.
is
Not
it-
like by a tremendous amount.
Can we
but
know how much an hour, or is that like private?
Um,
Are you on salary? Like, what's that?
It's not a salary.
It's hourly.
It's an hourly pay. But I just feel like it's a better opportunity for me.
Are you okay? Are you having a
Are you like bored?
No, my eyes got dry.
I just feel like at this job I'm able to move up. You know?
So are we not allowed to know how much you make an hour? Is that if it's private, it's private. But look, if you
I make
want to
18
say
an hour.
how much?
18 an hour.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
And 20 hours a week.
Okay, I'll do the math real quick.
So like 120 a week.
That is not 120.
Yeah, what the fuck?
That is not 120 a week.
120 a week. What the fuck? I mean,
Girl,
120
Okay,
a
what's
week?
the math?
you're gonna do 20
20
times 18. That is not 120.
That's not how you do it.
20 hours.
Oh, wait, you work 20 hours a week?
20 hours a week.
Oh, okay. That's 20.
Times
Yeah, yeah, 20.
18.
Do not disrespect my math.
360.
360
I
a week?
cannot believe
Okay.
you just said you're making 120.
Okay, anyways.
How did you even get to
I think I heard someone say it. I don't know. But anyways.
You heard it in a dream?
Probably.
Did you like add it? Like I'm
Anyways.
so
Did you add it? If she added it, it would have been 38.
By the way, guys, I am the shittiest like at math. Like
We
I
know.
cannot do math at all.
I'm literally crying.
Did you-
But anyways,
why are you crying
I
so
just want
hard?
to talk about my new
control
job. I want to talk about my new job. and not the fact that I'm shitty at math.
Okay, go.
It's very triggering
Erin's
for
gonna
me.
go home and be so happy she's gonna be making 360
Okay.
128.
Anyways,
So it's triple, basically. Nice.
but I'm very happy about it. It's more of an administrative role. Like it's might be a little boring, but honestly, I need boring right now.
So I have a question. 20 hours a week now, is that by choice? Is it because you're going to school?
No, I'm strictly doing work now.
Oh, okay.
But
Wait, you dropped out?
no, I like finished school.
Oh, did you graduate?
I'm graduating in May, but like
What
I
the
can.
hell? Why don't we
I'm-
know about this?
I'm getting my degree like soon, like my physical.
I knew
degree.
about it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. It was hard work. I'm very proud of myself.
Nice. Wow, so you feel like it was all worth it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
That
honestly
didn't sound too confident.
no, honestly, I think I'm a better person because of college.
but- Wow,
Yeah.
okay.
I think I'm so much more smarter.
Mm.
Well, smarter. That's
Interesting.
not how you would say
You
that.
think you're more smarter. Nice.
You would say either more smart or just smarter.
Yeah.
Nice. I'm
Like
not
that was
editing
not where you should have fucked up.
You can cut that out. You can really cut that out.
So you're not going to take Jake Paul's course?
No.
You know about that?
No,
Yeah.
what is that?
He's first of all a dumbass for thinking like school's just like shit.
Yeah, he's telling kids to drop out of school and join his program.
Oh God.
And yo,
What's
he-
his program?
He has 2,000 people. This is the last So I've heard he has 2,000 people giving him $20 a month.
That's crazy. But wait, what's his program? Like,
It's like
what is he?
it's supposed to be like, you work with like
It's basically how to become like Jake Paul.
yeah.
I
It's
don't know why
really-
anyone would want to be him.
Yeah, because like 95% of people
Neil
don't
like
like him.
signed
But
up.
like, why is he so angry about like education when he's been out of school for like 10 years?
Yeah, he's been out of school for so long.
Like, dude, why are you that upset over education? Do you know there's like basically the holy trinity of what you can't talk about? So it's politics, money, and religion.
Yes, but I like to crush that trinity. Okay, because everybody's uncomfortable talking about politics. Everybody's uncomfortable talking
I'm
about.
not uncomfortable
They're
about
uncomfortable
that.
talking about religion and how much money
But,
they make.
honest-
Motherfucker,
okay.
I'm gonna ask people that, and I'm gonna ask women
Honestly,
their age.
with money-
Emily, Erin, how old are you guys?
I'm 22.
I'm turning 23 next week.
Lit.
I did that because I wasn't sure when her birthday was. And now I know.
mean,
No, I'm
we're-
kidding.
Well, Emily and I are honestly at ages where we're not like ashamed to say we're that
Yeah,
age.
I know.
I
To
don't know if
be
I'll ever be
honest.
ashamed.
I don't think so
I'm just trying to
either.
break down the barrier, Like,
Mm.
oh, you're not allowed to ask this. Well, you know what? I'm going to ask it.
Okay, anyway, so
Hey, Emily, are you on the spectrum a little bit? Do you know?
probably.
Erin?
Wait, which
wait,
spectrum?
Oh, all of them. There's a lot of spectrums. All right, go ahead. Ask.
Wait, what was the scale again? It's like 0 to 6.
Yeah, Kinsey, yeah.
6 being totally gay and
6 being you're getting upside down donkey fucked.
So
I would honestly say I'm like maybe a 3.
You're
You're
bisexual?
right in the
You're
Wait, no.
bisexual.
You're bisexual?
No, not
Basically what you're
bisexual, but
saying.
like
So you're a 2?
I'm like attracted to women, yeah.
So then you're a 1.
But I wouldn't like I can't have like a relationship with a woman.
So you're like a 1 or 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said I'm a 1.
I
Which
think
is
I'm a
ju-
1.
Yeah.
I think
well,
I'm
no,
a 2.
but you'd kiss girls.
So I'd be a
So you're a
2.
two.
I'm a
you're
2.
I'm a 2.
I'm a 2.
I'm a 1.
I'm a
I'd kiss a girl,
solid-
but I wouldn't do anything more. It just
Mm.
it's not for me.
Yeah, like as far as like going down
don't
on
know.
a girl, I can't do that.
I don't know. I'm not
Word.
saying never because
Mhm.
never say never.
I agree.
The wise words
But,
of Justin Bieber.
Yeah, our Lord and Savior Justin Bieber.
he's actually my Lord and Savior.
Is he really?
Recently, yeah. After listening to journals again,
After Yummy, I mean,
I
how could he
mean-
not be my Lord and
Not
Savior?
yummy.
so kind of talking about my life path, I have a few ways of introducing this topic. So kind of relating back to me being a business student. Can you
Yeah.
guys not be disrespectful?
She's not even talking the way she's like, cheers.
I've gotten tarot readings.
Okay.
Today I bought my first deck, which I'm really excited
Lit.
about because I'm gonna I've been studying the cards and everything and studying
Okay.
all the meanings. Meanings, not meetings.
I thought you said meetings.
Yeah, I did. And I was like, wait. So I've gotten 2 readings in my past and they were about at the same time.
That felt good.
They were from 2 different psychics, right?
Okay.
And they both laid out my cards and they both said the same things. And it made me think, that's like my stuff written in the cards. Like both of them said the same exact things. And over time it did
Can
happen.
we know what they said?
There were it was kind of when I was transitioning. I was very unhappy at the time. Like
Transitioning.
transitioning from my job, my schooling, everything. Like I was just like at a low point. I wasn't happy with where I was working, wasn't happy with my schooling choices and all of these things.
Yeah.
And it was kind of when I was like confused. I was like, oh, I don't know what to do, like whatever. And they were both talking about, they're like, you're about to make like really big life-changing things right now, like, and you're gonna find a job in your field. And at the time I was looking for a job, like it was crazy. And but I wasn't sure, like it was kind of like clarity. And also at the time it was before I moved. And it was right when we bought our new house and I did not want to move. I was like, I don't want to move. I was having like fucking mental breakdowns every night, even though it's like 2 towns over. But I
Yeah.
just didn't want to move. And
It's still a change.
yeah, it
It's
was
still an
because I grew
inconvenience
up.
when you want to hang with your homies.
Right,
you know?
exactly. Which I'm here like every day, so whatever. Basically, they were like, "Oh, like are you moving to a new house? Like blah blah blah." Like and they were like telling me how like it's gonna be a really good move for me and like all
Mhm.
these things. So they were both saying these things, and like it was kind of weird how like two different people were saying the same thing. That's like what was in front of them, like with the
Yeah.
cards and stuff.
So what
So-
are your, where are you going
So
with this?
where I'm going with this is, do you guys think that each one of us like has a path, like,
It's like
one
written?
path?
Looks like a destiny.
Yeah, like destiny, or do you think we have different paths in life? Like, do you think there's like a point in our life where it's like if you choose this road, then this will happen, or if you choose this road, this will
Yeah.
happen, or do you think
I-
it'll always be
No,
like
I
this
have-
is what's
I have
meant to
an answer.
happen?
I have an
Okay,
answer.
let's hear
Okay.
And
it.
I'm almost sure it's a fact.
Mm.
So my aunt, every time I see her, she tells me something different, and I was always curious about that because I was like, why is it always different?
Different about your life.
Like what I'm gonna be like doing and stuff. So
Mhm.
I think what happens is, you, wherever you are in your life, like right now, if you continue doing what you're doing, you'll end up, like, in a certain spot. But if you're forever changing, like for example, for me, I'm always changing what I'm doing. Like whether it was YouTube, then a job, and then stopping YouTube, or then doing podcasts while working, like all that stuff. Like it's changing what my destiny is going to be. But if you keep doing that one thing and you stick with it, then that will probably just end up being your
I
destiny.
feel like I have to disagree with you. I
Okay.
feel like, and that's great. Like I'm not dismissing your opinion, but I feel like
Thanks.
All opinions are valid.
Really loving the
Safe
positivity,
zone.
guys. It's a nice change of pace from the usual podcast.
But I feel like everything that happened until this point, like you quitting YouTube and then
Mhm.
getting a job and
Well,
then
I'm doing the
the
1 year without uploading challenge.
I
but-
think it was meant to happen that way. Like, think about it like this. If maybe you never quit YouTube, you wouldn't have had this podcast. Do
Sure.
you get me? Like,
Well, it's not like this is a podcast.
I
It's not
know,
like this
but-
is such a success that
but
it's like, wow,
it could be a success.
your life's so different now.
It could be a success. But you know what? We wouldn't all be sitting
You know,
down
maybe
here
if
right
you
now.
Yeah.
thought a little bit more positively,
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
your
Wow.
podcast
I'm-
would be a
we're-
little more successful.
I'm a very big believer in
You should
manifesting.
You should think
things.
that
Is
your
that Safe Zone
podcast
certified to
is-
just poke someone like that?
Actually, no. I'm so sorry I did that.
Whoa, I
You're
didn't
not supposed to
consent.
touch him.
You're not supposed to touch in any
just-
shape or form.
You have to have a more positive mindset. Like
Mhm.
You do.
You have to think right now
I don't
that
have a negative mindset.
no, I'm
yeah, I
not
think
saying
Neil's
that.
just
but
fucking
what,
with you guys.
what I'm saying is you
You
shouldn't think like your podcast right now is not doing well. You should
Yeah.
think it's just
It's a nice way to self-deprecate, but I've kind of learned to.
Oh,
not
I'm
do
the
that.
queen of self-deprecating. Don't
Okay.
get me wrong.
All right.
But I just think for me, like, things don't change unless you have the mindset you want to change, and you have to be positive about it.
I agree.
Alan, what are your thoughts on life paths, and do we have multiple? Do we have one? Is everything that happened until now meant to happen, type of thing?
I don't know if I have like a direct answer to your question.
That's okay.
But-
However you want to answer it.
I will say this. I feel like a lot of the experiences that we go through are stuff or things, events that are meant to prepare us for what we're actually gonna encounter later on.
Mm-hmm.
So like for example, Neil,
Hi.
I could say that you getting a job was preparing you to maybe even just financially preparing you. Stop blinking at me like that.
I'm listening. Right, I did.
Preparing you financially, let's
Mhm.
just say, for the podcast, to be able to set up your room like this, to be able to
Mhm.
like put work into your next endeavor,
Yeah.
you know? So maybe there is like just one path,
Mm-hmm.
and all the distractions and all like the different events is just preparing you for what you're really here to do.
Which
Mm.
is.
Well, fuck if I know. You
Entertain.
tell me.
Oh.
Well, I really do believe in that. I do agree with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool.
Like
End
with
of podcast.
as you guys know, I that's it. Enough.
Yeah, just roll credits.
As you guys know, I'm studying.
So zoned out.
Like I look over. She's like dead.
Okay, I'm good. I'm just really taking this all in.
So, as you guys know, as I just mentioned, I am studying the tarot deck.
Oh, so you want to be a tarot card reader?
I do. And so the first 22 cards has the Fool in it, which is number 0. And basically the point of it is that the Fool is going through the deck of cards, and that's like the life events that he's going through, like all the obstacles that he or she encounters
Or
throughout
they.
or them.
Good job, Neil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm learning from the Safe Zone certified
Yeah.
herself.
That was really good. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you.
So the Joker or the Fool
Yeah.
is the person that's being read.
It's
Yes,
you.
It's
No. you.
you. Actually, it is.
Oh, really?
You're
Yeah.
the Fool.
You're
like,
the joke.
and actually,
What a fucking joke. My life's a fucking joke.
I feel like if Erin ever, which she would never, but if she ever let me read her cards and the Fool came up, she'd be like, "Wait,
no, but I really love that, like what you just said, like the Joker's going through the deck of cards.
Well, that's what it is. So he's going through the deck of cards, and then the
So it's
rest
kinda
of
like
the
a-
cards kind of like are talking about the events.
So
that
it's like
are
a build your own
occurring.
adventure?
Kind of.
Yeah.
It's like your own path.
Yeah.
Like your path.
Your path going into, and when you study each card individually,
You choose your own adventure.
so when you look at the Fool, like the actual card, he's like leaping into the unknown.
Oh, okay.
And
Ooh.
so whenever that card comes up, it means there's like a new opportunity that's
Mhm.
coming, and like you're leaping into something you don't know if it's
So-
going to be good or
So
not.
does this have anything to do with like spirit numbers?
So each card has a number,
Okay.
and I need to study the numbers because there's a whole study on numbers. Like each one has a meaning.
yeah.
So I don't know if this is what you mean, but there's basically like the tarot deck is actually based on regular deck of cards.
Mhm.
Like each card is a different like thing. Like each card, let's say there's water or pentacles or wands.
or fire
or
or
f-
earth.
Well, those they go hand in hand. So like
What about
water,
air?
air I think goes with like wands or something like that. Like I don't know. I need to like look more into it because I just forgot.
Okay.
But I'm a beginner. But
Don't be ashamed.
basically, where was we?
We're all beginners at
So
one point.
each number has
That is so true.
Safe
Yeah.
Zone
that
certified.
is true.
Safe
That is
Zone.
so true.
Each number has a meaning,
Okay.
and it also correlates with the card. So there will be like the 4 of Pentacles, which I don't
Mm.
know what it means, but
What's a pentacle?
Pentacle is like a coin kind of, so it's like a gift almost, or like something like being given.
Because when you say pentacle, I think of pentagon and testicle.
Right,
Pentacle,
a pentacle.
yeah.
It's like a coin type of thingy.
Word.
I do believe that everyone has like a path in life. Like I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know, Erin. What are your thoughts? Because you're like not really on the spiritual side of things.
No, I'm
also
definitely
highly
like
zoned
a
out.
skeptical person. Like I'm
Yeah,
very
you are.
skeptical.
You're
I'm-
very
I'm-
against the spirit world,
I'm
actually.
not against the spirit world. Like, I definitely think there's a higher power. I take back what I said earlier. I'm not a full-blown atheist. I'm
Okay.
I'm an agnostic.
Yeah.
Basically, it's someone who believes that there's a higher power, but they don't like practice any religion.
Word.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I'm like a huge believer in like things are meant, like, what is that saying? Things are meant to be, like, this happened because
Everything
it's,
happened for a reason.
Yes, everything
Yeah.
happens for
Mm.
like
You're a
I'm
huge believer.
I'm a firm
Yeah.
believer in that. Like, I really think certain moments happen in your
Word.
life because they were supposed to,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to teach you a lesson.
You're
of
not
some
really
sort.
speaking into the mic.
I'm sorry.
I think she was hitting the levels. All right,
Yeah.
listen. So, but you weren't speaking.
Oh,
like,
sorry.
anyway, on the same topic,
Mm.
I brought up like spirit numbers. Now I don't know if this is what they're called, but for example, like if you look at the time and it's
Mhm.
like 11 something, like I
Mhm.
know 11 or 1.
Well, 1.
It's like 1, yeah, but if you see like 11:11 or like 10:11.
Oh, like do you
11
look at a time like a lot?
Well,
Listen.
11:11 I think is the number of like the spirits, like good
Well,
angels.
I don't
and-
know what 2:11 is.
Mm.
And now here's the thing.
Is 2:11 a time you always look
I
at?
always see 2:11.
Mm.
Like there won't be a day like if so for example, like today at work, I check the time. If like I check the time and it's like 1:50, say I don't look at it again, and then I'm like, oh, what time is it? I'll
It's
look up and
2:11.
it'd be 2:11, right?
You know what time?
Are you
I
texting during the podcast?
I look up to 11.
Oh,
and I look up
yeah,
to
look
11.
up to 11 because it's very
Yeah.
interesting. Ready? This is what freaked me out.
Okay.
So let me just give
I
some
don't like
backstory.
this stuff. I'm
let
gonna
me
get scared.
let me give some backstory to the viewers before I drop this bomb.
Ooh.
Hold on, don't read it yet.
Okay.
Before I drop this bomb on you guys, let me just give some backstory. So, in high school, in 11th grade, I didn't really try. I didn't do any work. It's whatever. I like.
Whew, I really relate to that.
I didn't do one homework though. Like I never did homework,
Yeah.
and I ended up being out of 211 kids, I was number 211 grade wise.
Mm.
Now there were way more, kids who were more stupid than me. Let's just put it how it was. But I just didn't do anything. So
you didn't try.
I just ended up being the last person grade wise, which happened to be 211.
How'd you find that out?
Yeah, I was just about to
Because
ask.
they show you on the paper when they
Kinda wish
give
I
you your
would.
report card or whatever.
Oh, I
it
was definitely in
it
the
shows you where you
200s.
rank out of all the kids.
I was
What a
definitely in the
self-esteem
200s.
boost.
No, you weren't. You
No,
were
I
not.
was.
You were not in the 200s.
Yes, I was.
Really?
Yes. And it wasn't because I didn't try. I don't.
You were
get
just
into
Can I
that.
read what
I won't get
211
into
means?
that.
Because I
Oh.
think you'll really like
Hold on,
this.
wait. Hold on. Hold
okay.
on.
Okay,
wait.
okay.
Now, let me tell you guys. I went around 4:30 today to get vegan pizza with my brother Gianni.
Mm.
And we went
Love
to, you know
that.
that parking lot by like it's by the movie theater. It's in Rockville Center.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like that parking lot, right?
Yeah.
We couldn't find a spot. I was searching and searching and searching. And then
211.
hold on. Then I pull into a spot. Finally I find a spot.
211.
And I get out and I look. I'm like, oh, we didn't look at what number I parked in. I look 211.
211.
What are the chances, dude?
What are the odds?
that the only spot I could find
Maybe
was
that's
211.
just like your lucky number.
Can I
but
tell
I
you what
see
it
211
means?
everywhere. Yeah, tell me.
Well, I think it kind of relates to what we were talking about before for a second. So let's talk about it. So the meaning of number 211 is about achieving peace and balance in your life. When you see the angel number 211, you are being urged to look at your own experiences with optimism.
Whoa.
We were just talking about that. Being more optimistic about your
Mhm. My
your
endeavors.
yeah.
So it was fate that we would have
The
that
time
conversation.
I
with.
always
Yeah.
That was
So
our
that's
path.
my thing. Like, are we meant to have these conversations? Because so many times I'll have conversations and the next day, like, it'll
Something-
come up.
yeah.
Like, the same thing will come
Yeah.
up somewhere
Mhm.
else,
Yeah.
which is kind of interesting how things work.
It's kind of like when you're listening, like you have to say you have the TV on in the background
Mm.
and you're having a conversation with someone and you say a word that the TV just happens to say, like a person on TV says it,
Mm-hmm.
like right around the same time you say it. I feel like that happens a lot.
I never really had that experience.
Yeah, I don't usually talk when the TV's on. I just
Yeah.
No.
sort of sit there and watch it.
No, I know, but say like my parents are watching TV or whatever, and like I'm talking to Gianni, and then I'll say like a word, like yeah, I know, and then the TV was like, you didn't know that, like on the TV, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That happens a lot. It's
So
very weird.
recently,
That's
like
interesting.
my parents and I were talking, and like when you talk about like certain words, you're like,
Mhm.
so I don't remember what word it was, but it came up. And it was a word I don't think I've ever said it. Like it was just like one of those words that it's like it's a good word, but you just don't say it.
Mhm.
And then I go to watch my TV show, and it's in the name. It's in the name of the episode.
Whoa.
And I was like, "What are the fucking odds? Like
Yeah.
I've never said this fucking word in my life."
What was the word?
I don't remember.
Oh.
I'm sorry, but it
Mm.
was like a word that you wouldn't normally say, like
Maybe
on
it's
a day to
destiny that
day.
you didn't remember.
It wasn't.
Going back to the time
Ew.
thing, I always look at the time 9:23.
9:23,
Always.
huh?
I used to look at 420 a lot.
Oh,
well, that's
every
just
time
because
I
you
looked,
wanted
it-
to, you just wanted to get smacked.
It could have been.
What
It
do
was
you
and
that
think-
time era.
I do see the clock all the time at 9:11.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Whoa, where were you on 9/11?
I went to preschool, and my babysitter, who it was her birthday. Her birthday's on 9/11. She picked me up.
Whoa.
It was pretty.
Talk about a birthday
fucking
present, am I right?
It was a sad day. That's like my first childhood memory.
Talk about a happy
actually.
birthday.
9/11 is
9/11
your
's
first
like-
childhood memory.
I actually did
No,
not
it's
live
my
in the
first
U.S.
childhood memory.
Oh, you were in Israel?
I was in Israel at the time.
Mm.
It was actually right when I was about to move.
Wow. So did
Yeah.
it like slow your movement or not?
No,
Or it sped it up?
No, because my dad actually lived here already. Like he moved a year before.
Mm-hmm.
To like see if this was a good move, you know.
And then as he got here, or not, I'm not even gonna make that joke. Just go on.
Well, actually, my first childhood memory was Disney World because I went to Disney World the year before 9/11.
Mm.
And what's interesting about that is that we were like running late to the airport, and like nowadays that's like not a thing. Like if you're running late, like you miss the flight. Like
Yeah.
they take off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we were like, it was like 5 minutes before the flight was about to depart, and like we got up to the gate and everything, and they got us on the plane. And like that's like before 9/11. So now, like think of the airport experience now
Yeah.
after 9/11.
I can't imagine how the airport would be because I've never been. I was a wee lad.
They allowed a lot of things before 9/11.
Yeah.
You were allowed to have matches, certain
Mhm.
like weapons you can have.
I don't know. I've brought lighters onto a plane. Are you not allowed to do that?
I think you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. But
Don't incriminate yourself.
I don't know.
I've never done that. I don't know who said that.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Go ahead.
Please.
Do you feel that, speaking of time, do you feel that time is relevant to your perception of it? Or do you think that time is an actual, like it's consistent?
So I feel like I was actually I don't know if this answers your question, but
Okay.
I was thinking about this a lot recently, how like we actually don't even know the time. Like someone just told us like, oh,
Yeah.
It's-
Well, there's
to-
there's no real time.
I'm saying so like there you can't really like I just feel like time isn't a thing, but
it's
like
an illusion.
it is in a way. Like I don't know
Yeah.
how to explain
It's
it.
well, no, like
It is an illusion.
I hear people be like, "Oh, time's just a social construct," but when
Oh, I
you
love
think
that
about
word.
it, but when you really think about what time is,
sorry.
like look,
You got ready.
for example, animals like dogs,
Mm.
they have no perception of time in the slightest.
They
far
do
as we know.
though.
No,
they
well,
do.
but I'm just saying from what we could see, like my dogs will get excited if I leave the house for 5 minutes. I come back, they get excited to see me.
But like for example,
they just like you.
Charlie,
No, they don't
Charlie,
like me.
my cat, he will wake us up at 5 a.m. on the dot every morning.
Well, he may have
Like,
an eternal clock,
And-
yeah,
right. So I'm saying, do you think we have an internal clock at all?
but yes.
Do you think
Totally.
we
Yeah,
I think we
I
have an
think so.
internal. Yeah, I think we have an internal clock, but that doesn't. We only view it as like time because we
Right.
already perceive time like in the way we do. But like animals probably have an internal clock. They just don't think about it the way we
like
think
you
about
do.
it. Yeah. So time really is just because like for example, like you perceive time differently, but time is always moving at the same speed. Right,
Yeah.
like a
Well-
second is always a second, a minute's always
That
a
was
minute.
really deep.
But if you're like
Okay.
say at work
Yeah.
and you're miserable,
Yeah.
it'll feel like time's going slower.
Well, that's where I was going with it.
Yeah.
Because like I had an
Mhm.
experience the other day where I was walking through Queens,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I didn't even realize it, but I'd been walking for 2 hours, and it felt like
Yeah.
20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
But then today I went to work, and 12 hours felt like 12 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Mm.
if like, yeah, a second is always a second, a minute's always a minute. But why does it feel differently?
Well, I don't know if you know, but there's a saying, time flies when you're having fun.
I
Word.
really agree with that.
Word.
But it's
It
so
does.
true. Like when you're like in leisure mode, or like when you're hanging out with friends or you're having fun, like
Yeah.
the time does go by faster.
Yeah.
I think when you're like, but you know what? How come in the morning? Oh, well, I guess because you're enjoying sleep. Like, you know, in the
Mm.
mornings when
30
the
minutes will
alarm-
feel like
it'll feel no like two like 30 minutes will feel like a second. Like you want to like
Mm.
snooze and you're
Mhm.
like, oh, it's
Yeah.
cool. I have like 15 more minutes, and it goes off like a second later. And
Or
you're
Yeah.
why
like,
8
Yeah,
hours feels
because
like
you're
a minute
probably
when you
fucking-
sleep.
well, because you're time
The
traveling when
fact
you go to sleep.
that you fell asleep.
I mean, I guess yeah, when you're like kind of, I guess, more miserable or just like aren't enjoying yourself as much, you actually feel
Yeah,
the time
like,
a little bit
yes.
more.
Yes.
Yes. Totally.
But I think time itself is just like interesting. Like I don't know.
Father time.
What are your thoughts on it?
I feel like, and I'm not going to tell you that time is just a social construct,
Mm-hmm.
Why
but
not?
Stop.
why you want to get into that?
I just like love the word social construct.
She just wants to hear it.
Sorry,
Alright.
my sociology stimulation's really.
I feel that like time is measured so that we can have like, how do I say it? It's like, you know how the rest of the world uses meters and centimeters and all that stuff, like to have a uniform measurement.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I feel like time is just another one of those uniform measurements.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But
for sure.
for us, it's like we age, but time isn't really a thing per se, because, you know, if I were to go to sleep, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
This table would still be this table when I wake up.
Yeah.
But when I go to sleep, 8 hours feels like a minute. You know, I don't know if I'm like really getting
Yeah,
my
like
point
when you're
across,
sleeping,
but
you don't feel the time.
exactly.
Yeah,
yeah,
So
yeah.
why, if it was like that solid, that concrete,
Mm-hmm.
a thing, why would it do that?
How many more?
How
like,
long have we been
minutes do
recording?
got? Yeah, I was like kind of wondering.
It doesn't.
Really?
It hasn't felt like an hour 30, has
Yeah.
it?
I mean, this has been a really good podcast so far.
I think it's your best.
All right. Well, you haven't watched any, so I don't know how you. I don't know how you
I
would.
watched your. I probably missed like one or two
Oh, no, why did it
episodes.
freeze
Can you
again?
relax?
Why did it
Fuck.
freeze again?
Yeah, but the original Lactoast, you did not watch those. You did not watch those, and I did. Because
You don't have to put me on the spot like that. Emily loves just like putting me on the spot.
no, I don't.
Yes,
Don't
you
ever
do.
disrespect me like that.
Don't.
Real quick.
What's up?
Okay. So we're talking about time and how we perceive it.
Yeah.
When you have a dream,
Mm-hmm.
it feels like, you know, it could feel like it's 10 minutes going by in your dream. But aren't all dreams, they take in this, they all happen in the span of
They're
like
only
a
like
couple
a few
seconds. Yeah.
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 Which is
But they
interesting because
feel-
we'll perceive them like it's, oh, now we're here. Okay, now this is happening. And now this, but it's all
Also,
just
like
quick.
the transitions in our dreams, like
They don't make no sense.
they really
No.
don't. Because like you'll be here, and then somehow you're there. Like you
Mhm.
just
There's,
transport.
like, gaps.
Like
There's
I
just-
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gaps
Yeah, I
and-
feel like there's hours of me sleeping where I just don't dream, and
Well-
like even. But that's
Well,
when
you
I'm
only
like
dream
not-
you
in
only
your
dream
REM.
in REM.
Yeah.
Rapid eye movement. That's what Erin would say because you would assume I didn't know what REM was. Anyway, sorry. Now's not the time. But
Throw shade.
he's gonna watch this video. Don't even give me a mic then. But what I was gonna say was,
Erin, are you
okay.
okay?
yeah.
yeah, Emily. I mean, did you want to go on about time and?
I mean, time for me is just very. It's hard for me to talk about it because I haven't thought about it enough.
Mhm.
Like I think about a lot of things as far as life and like our meaning in it and stuff, but I feel like I don't think a lot about time itself. I feel like maybe Alan has thought about it a bit more.
All we have.
Time is all we have.
Is it all we have though?
No. not
No.
really.
Could you imagine if time was never like a thing and you just had to go off of like, okay, it's midday because
I
the
would
sun
say-
the sun is
Well,
think I'd
that's what they
go
used to do.
insane.
Yeah.
I would go insane.
Well, I'm thinking like, do you think? I mean, because there definitely are people who live out there who like do not even give a fuck about time. Like
Yeah.
they don't.
well, there's
They
peop-
will live life as they want.
well, there's
like,
there's people who live on islands that don't even know,
exactly.
like they're not even
like it's morning, it's night. That's it.
Yeah.
Like type of thing.
That sounds totally liberating.
Honestly,
like
it
it might
really
be.
does. I
Yeah,
feel like
right?
I would want to try that for like a month, and then like I feel like I'd stay. You
Well, 'cause-
know?
yeah, you know what? It's interesting because like we're so I don't know the word, like civilized. It's not the right word. I'm sure I could have
Mhm.
picked a better word, but like if you think about back then, and back then could mean anything, but like before we start keeping track of time, right? People were just like, okay, there's sunlight. I could go out, I could hunt, but when it's nighttime, I will be hunted because I can't fucking see, and there's some tiger out there that could see at night and will eat me.
Mhm.
And that's like where their mind was at. Like
Mhm.
for us now, it's like, it's 7:00. Like I didn't go to my Pilates class. Like, you know
Oh
what
my
I
god,
mean?
you sound just like me.
Yeah. So
So, do you think that time as we see it now really started when the first calendar was created?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no.
Why?
I don't. I think it started when I think the whole like, okay, the sun is rising, the sun is setting.
Yeah.
I think that's when time started.
But to
Like-
count those towards a calendar is what I mean, like
Mm.
the way we do now.
Well,
look,
don't
why the
know.
Mayans? The Mayans
Yeah, the
calendar. Like
Mayans-
why did
the
Is
they?
that the oldest one?
yes.
I
they-
think that's what.
I think they created the calendar.
I don't know. The Mayan calendar ended.
Well,
in
they created the calendar that we use.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
like
it ended in 2012, which is why they thought the world was going to end.
I deadass thought. The
I
world
But-
was
really
gonna
did
end.
think
But
that.
here's the thing: why did they feel the need to create a calendar? Do you
And
know what I
why
mean?
did they feel the need to end it in
I
2012?
honestly
Well,
think it was a
they-
matter of them just being tired.
Yeah, eventually they would have had to like just stop.
Yeah.
making it.
Yeah.
I mean,
like
I don't know.
there's only so
Think
much
about
homework
making
you
They
can
could've
do.
just
something
had, like,
infinite.
endless.
Think about being someone who has to create something that's infinite. Like that's kind of hard. I
Yeah.
feel like.
Like if I said, Emily, create a calendar for me, and individually,
Emily,
what the fuck's going on? here?
girly things. Just girly.
Oh, birth control.
Right.
I
don't
wasn't
wanna
sure if
get
BC stood for
pregnant.
black cock or
It's Black Hawk
you know,
time.
black my alarm.
I don't want Emily to get pregnant. That's
Okay.
all.
All right.
It's okay. I'm not having sex.
All
So.
right.
Just
So,
like saying.
shh. Oh no! What I was gonna say before your alarm went off, Emily, create a calendar for me, and see how far you could go
I would
before you
end it
get.
after a day. Are
Yeah,
you
before you get
kidding?
bored as shit, right? Like
Um,
you would feel like, all right, it's not necessary to
Yeah,
go
having
past.
to make.
But you
something
know
that's
what? I
infinite,
Yes.
that's
think the,
impossible.
Yeah,
I
I
think the
know.
Mayan calendar was actually round.
Sorry.
Fuck.
I'm so
Stop
sorry.
touching me, dog.
So like a cycle.
So yeah,
Oh,
I'm
like a
pretty sure the Mayan calendar was round. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. But I'm pretty sure it was round. And I wonder how from that, like a cycle type of calendar, it
Mhm.
turned to this rectangular.
It's you know what?
you know.
It's probably like how the wheel started off as a square, and then they were like, well, it's probably more efficient if we made it a circle.
Is
Yeah.
But
that-
I
is
don't
that
think
how
it's
it
more
happened?
efficient as a rectangle type of thing, because I think the Mayan calendar was. I don't know. I feel like it was a circle.
Maybe that's why they ended it in 2012. They just ran out of room.
I think
That
of
was
like
the
the
cycle.
calendar year as like a rectangle. June, July.
This is the Mayan calendar.
Can you zoom in?
Yeah, hold on. And then this picture in the middle, I'm kind of curious, like, is this us? Are
I don't know. But I was
We
right.
look stressed.
restricted by time?
Whoa. Holy shit.
Things to think about.
Are we a
Yeah.
slave
Food
to
for thought.
time?
This is basically what it's saying.
Hmm.
We're
Yeah.
a slave to time.
Hmm.
Mayans knew.
Or time revolves.
Please edit that out.
Time revolves around us.
Look. No, but this is the working man.
That's
How do you know?
deep.
He's working.
That is deep.
He's
I
carrying
can't see
something.
that far.
He's carrying something.
He's just carrying a.
No, he's stressed. Like he's
see.
he's
Let me
go over
sad.
there.
He's depressed.
Alan, any thoughts and opinions? You have to say into the mic.
I don't know how the fuck this guy got into this position. But like,
Yeah, was there an entrance?
But does he not look stressed? he does not look happy with
was
his
it
life.
was it built around him? Is he in?
But
caps?
that's the thing, like, are we happy working? Is this life?
Don't ask me
Emily.
that
What kind of
question.
phone? Emily, what kind of phone do you have? Is that an 8+?
I have an A+.
I think
have
it's
an
time
8.
to upgrade. Well, yeah, I
Tell
know.
that to my mom.
Just like the iPhone X Max gang.
I'm about to pay off my phone, so I don't care what I have. I could
I
have a
feel that.
fucking Nokia.
Or
Or just get a new iPhone.
Negative.
yeah. Well, a Nokia will last you a long time, but you'll
Yeah.
only be able to do phone
Is it
calls,
just me or
and that
like
might annoy
phones,
the shit out of people.
Honestly,
phones from like that like older phones, like not smartphones, were like the better phones.
Durability wise.
Lasted
Yeah.
longer, yeah.
yeah.
Well,
No, like like I just thought they were better phones.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, like better in what sense though? Like,
Just like
it was.
I guess durability, but also
So
Why did the water go
It
flying?
literally
out of it?
happens every time I take a sip.
like a
name as many objects that are circles or like circular shaped.
Like
As many as
my
you-
testicles,
As many as you can.
bottles.
my eyeballs,
Okay.
Coasters.
my
Posters.
nutsack.
Okay, you said that twice already.
Tires, like wheels.
Okay.
The steering wheel.
Okay.
I don't know why I went.
Where are we going?
You whipping it.
these coasters on the table.
That
I
was
just
already
said
said.
that.
My ball sack.
Say that one more time.
I said it 3 different ways.
Our eyeballs.
I said my eyeballs.
You guys, they're-
Just a lot of balls
those like
being
little
mentioned.
thingies.
My
the
nostrils.
rings.
Okay.
A ring.
A ring.
Nostrils are
ring.
more.
A red ring.
Stop taking my answer.
A red ring.
Nostrils are more oval.
A red ring of death.
All right, where are we going with
Is
this?
an oval
I don't
just
know,
a
I just
circle?
wanted
Is
to
an
see how
oval
many
just
you could
really a
name.
circle
An
though?
oval is a circle that's on the spectrum.
Like, is a rectangle
Which
just a
spectrum?
square?
I don't know. So
No,
choose
they're
how to be
each
offended.
their own shape.
Yeah,
It's
but
a-
like,
it's
a
a pi-
rectangle is just a bigger square.
It's a pick your own
No,
offended.
it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Adventure.
A
It's a
square-
rectangle, just a bigger square.
No, it's not.
No.
A square has even sides, and a rectangle doesn't.
How does a rectangle even come to be? It's just
From a square.
How does anything become
to
to
be.
be?
wait, but then how does wait is wait an oval is just a rectangle?
No, an
No,
oval is just
an
a
Are you-
circle.
What the fuck?
An oval is just a rectangle.
No, but I'm saying an oval is the rectangle
equivalent,
the
yeah.
equivalent of what a rectangle is to a square.
Mm.
An oval is to a circle as a rectangle is to a square.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mm-hmm. Word.
I
See, we
guess.
got here from just naming circular objects.
Yeah, and I'm happy that we made this revolution.
I really hated this conversation, to be honest.
I honestly really loved it.
What else is round?
Don't say your
Um,
balls.
My ass.
Heels ball sack.
Oh, okay.
My ass.
Damn it, it's a froze.
That was disgusting.
Let's end it off with a bang.
All right, what's the bang?
Definitely not this circle conversation.
Yeah, this
I
is
don't
not a
know.
way to end the podcast. Fucking.
These are circular.
What the fuck?
Actually, these are oval.
They're a
They're actually
circle.
more oblong. So.
Oh, I really like
These
the way.
are a circle.
Whoa! You can't put your mouth on the actual thing. That's the whole point of the fucking cover.
Sorry. All right, guys. Thank you for coming to my podcast.
All right. Okay, you want to end it? All right. Listen, guys. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Leave a 5-star rating on
Especially 'cause
Apple
I'm on
Podcasts.
this podcast.
And
And me.
now, Emily, where can they find you?
Uh,
Are you not ready for this? I feel like it's very.
I'll say her.
Well, I feel like
thing.
it's a very simple
Do you want
question.
me to? Do you want me to say your Instagram for you?
I don't know why I was not expecting you to ask me that. Okay. You can find me at Emily Polak with 2 Ks, POLAKK. EMILY.
One more K, she would have been in some shit.
I know. I was like, let me just end it at 2.
Are you crying, Emily?
I cry every time I laugh. Like it's so. I cried so
I
much
just
tonight.
cry.
When she's not laughing.
Anyways,
Good.
I'm on Instagram and Twitter,
What about TikTok?
TikTok, everything. Emily Polak with 2 Ks, 2, not 3, not 1. You can find me on all forms of social media.
Nice.
And thank you.
Cool.
Thank you for having me on the podcast.
For sure, dude.
Nice. Where
Now,
can we
Erin,
find
where
you?
can they find you?
Well, I'm feeling a little insecure about my Instagram, so I'm just gonna promote my Twitter if that's okay. I
Okay.
need more followers on there. So you can follow me on Twitter at _Erin, ERIN 1997, because that's the year I was born.
Cool.
A great year.
Nice. You don't want to promote your TikTok with one TikTok on it?
I don't want to promote my TikTok at this point.
Okay. Word.
It's
Do you
in-
want to promote
it's in-
your Snapchat?
No. Actually, I'll promote my Instagram. So my Instagram is _YagirlEG
Your girl, EG.
_YAGIRLEG.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Mine was kind of simple. It's easier to follow me.
Mm.
I just,
Mm.
whatever.
Oh wow,
Thanks.
that's
Yeah,
the game plan.
it's Emily. Yours was Emily Pola KKK.
Just 2K.
Okay. Alan, where can they find you?
You can find me all over New York
Okay.
Come
Wow,
look
I
for me.
really love that.
Wow, you're just exploring New York.
Yeah.
So they
yeah.
can find you wherever.
I don't
in
have
New York.
social media, so just see
Yeah,
me out in the streets.
He's one of those people who are just like, not with the times.
He's one of them.
yeah,
One of those.
One of those.
Yikes.
Woo! All right, guys, you could find me, Neil Scotty, as always on YouTube, NIPTIPP, Nip Tip. I don't upload, but you can find me on Instagram, Neil Scotty. I think that's what it is, or maybe Neil _ Scotty.
You have 3 Instagrams.
No, it's Neil Scotty _, but they don't need to know about the other ones.
You should really get to know your Instagram handle.
Well, I don't post on Instagram. Twitter is Neil Scotty, I think, or maybe it's Neil _
I think it's
Scotty.
Nip Tip.
No, it's not. And then on TikTok you could follow me. It's just Neil Scotty. Neil Scotty. There's no just at the
I
beginning
gotta
of it.
say, you have such a great name.
Thanks.
Wow.
Wow.
What a compliment.
Do you have a great
You
name?
have a great name.
Really?
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
What do you like about my name?
Definitely,
Silvio.
it's one of those names. If you were
Scotty.
famous, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, Neil Scotty.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
It has the
Wow.
simplicity.
It has
factor.
a flow to it. Like my name doesn't have a
Oh,
flow
my
to it.
name
Like
does
I
not have
cannot
a
wait to get
flow.
married
Don't even
to
say
change
my
my last name.
Don't say my name.
I think you
It's
should go by
very easy to
Silvio
find
when
me.
you pop off.
Silvio?
Yeah, Silvio Scotty.
Silvio
Actually,
Scotty.
Nah,
no.
I like Neil Scotty.
Neil Scotty.
I kind of like the full name.
Neil Silvio Scotty.
Yeah, like it's a good way to like,
I think I'm gonna name.
Introduce
I'm
yourself?
gonna give all my kids like 3 middle names, so they could be like,
like the guy from Zack and
Zach.
Cody.
I was just about to make a reference. Julio Montoya was there,
That's not his name.
Is that borderline
Really-
racist?
Yeah.
That's not safe zone certified.
It's really not safe zone certified.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. I will see you next week.
Hopefully,
Bye.
I'll be back.
Love you
Peace.
guys.
Peace and buck grease.